Hello and welcome to another eventing morning, and surprise surprise, it's dark again. Okay, it's incredibly dark and I'm in the field trying to locate Donut. Oh, hi guys. Oh, we're having a mother's meeting over by the fences. Maggie, Titan and Donut. But yeah, I am here. It's just dark, so you'll be able to see me in a minute. Good morning, kids. You can't say hello to the vlog because it's too dark. Sorry.
Outside my window, is everything pale and cold? Can't seem to pick up my phone. It's been ringing all day long. Behind these clouds, I know the sun will be, but today's raining, so be patient with me. I'll be right. Somehow I must be somewhere the sky is blue. I'm too tired to sleep, too tired to do anything else than doing nothing. I'm too tired to rest, too tired, I'm blue. Can't do nothing else than doing nothing. Inside my room, the heat's like a warm embrace.
Right then, we are here and I am just on my way to do a course walk. Turns out we don't know who it was, whether it was me or Mum. One of us has forgotten to pack my kit bag, so it's either sat in my bedroom if it was me, or sat in Mum's car if she forgot to lift it out. So luckily I had spare stock shirts and base layers, but I have just been and bought a new pair of breeches, but luckily they were on sale. So anyway, let's crack on. We are at Allerton Park doing the BE100 with Mr. Donut, and I've been here once before and it's really very beautiful. Okay then, so course walk, voiceover approaching. So as you can see, it was very clear that we weren't to cycle on the course, and that's great that the event has made it clear, and they are trying to keep the ground as good as possible. So the whole video, unless I'm walking the fences, I stayed outside of the strings because I was on the bike to make it quick and economical. Okay, so there was a little literal log pile, maybe not so little, quite decent log pile to start, but nice and ascending. And then over that little sort of churchy house bit, it is the most stunning venue for an event. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Allerton, go. It is beautiful. Do be warned, the cross country is beefy, but it does ride really well. And as you can see, there's just views such as the house there, which are beautiful. Not that I'm sure you can call it a house. And then 3, a lovely sort of let up roll top. And as you can see, it's a proper big feel event. There's lots going on. So here is our first combination at number 4. And we've got sort of a house, and then I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 strides to this upturned boat. Bit of an optical illusion because it was on the side of a hill, so I was aware that it might just look funny as we were cantering towards it, but it's fairly straightforward, 2 fences in a straight line. Then I videoed some of the bits in the between because you can see how much distance we're covering between fences, so it's proper galloping course, and it's not what you get at a lot of grassroots courses where they've not got sort of the acreage to be able to do this, whereas this really feels like you know, it's closer to what I imagine riding around the likes of Bramham and stuff would feel like, because you're actually going round a park. Sorry, I'm ducking under a tree there. And then we come to this box on its own, really substantial, doesn't look out of place on a novice course, is shared with the novice course, really, really decent box. So not to be disrespected, and needs a good setting up and a lot of power to be jumping. Then we go around the intermediate and advanced fences, which are truly ginormous, and we come to 6AB, which is again another really beefy table, as you can see. And then I think it was on quite a forward stride, probably a forward 3 or 4 again. To part B, not terribly narrow, and actually we had a white rails like this in the warm-up to jump over, and they'd dressed it, so it was quite nice. We were prepared for the spookiness of it. And then we come to this sort of ditch brush palisade thing, but as you can see, the ditch was really very insignificant. It just acted as a ground rail. And then probably the smallest fence we've come to so far, a little log that's a let up, and then another log here. And you can see, as you were jumping the first log, you would not be able to see part B because you have to turn around the tree, and it's pretty much a 90-degree turn, so it's sort of wait, let them see it, and then get square and straight before you ride forwards. Galloping on, another log, and then we're coming to the first water complex of the day. So I jumped a log unrelated to the water, and then we're 11A. Then I was just looking at these because you can see on the flags, the 2012. I think that means that they were on London 2012's course, which is pretty cool. Then we went up onto that island over there, and there was a pretty substantial log with a brush on top, which I didn't walk because I didn't have waders on. So I thought I'll just hope for the best. And then out of the water, curving line left to this palisade here. Just fairly upright, so even though we want to get a crack on, it's a bit of a speed bump because we want to make sure they keep their shoulders up and aren't going to be leaving a leg. And then again, we've got another load of galloping time, so I just duck in onto the course to get over the bridge. Otherwise, I don't think the bike has swimming mode on it yet. We might ask EcoVolts to develop that next. Then we curve right within the strings if we're riding our horse. And over there in the distance, you can see our house, which after the sizable fences we've been jumping in the backfield, it's pretty insignificant, but you do not want to disrespect any fence on a cross-country course. I would certainly say I've been to Allerton once before, and I would say I personally think it's the biggest 100 in the country. I don't think it gets much bigger than that. So it is a proper course to be jumping around, and they really use the ground. You can't see it as easily on video, but I'm hoping you're getting a feel for the undulations. That log there before the water was really quite downhill. Then we cantered in through the water and out over the pale skinny log, which was next to the other upturned boat. And then we're going back uphill again, so constantly up and down hills, coming round on bends, imagining that we're riding Burley Horse Trials because it's so stunning and so amazing. And actually they get quite a lot of spectators as well, which is nice. And then we are approaching the home straight, coming to this fence, but again, another speed bump in the road. It is just a single fence, but it's actually a corner, and they've been quite nice and given us a Christmas tree, but you could easily risk a glance off. So we do need to take the time to set up, make sure that they're straight so that they can get a good jump over the fence. Then last combination, this offset roll tops or shotgun cartridges. I think it was on 2 strides, and as you can see, they line up very nicely, but they do have, your horse needs to stay straight, and they do have the sort of gun carvings in the middle, which can be spooky. Maggie spooked at them when she went round a couple of years ago. Then second to last fence, just a nice ascending rail. They've put it in an awkward position, so you'll probably jump it on the angle if you're trying to make sure that you are economical with the distance you're travelling to make sure you get the time. And then to finish off this lovely log pile, the course is nearly 6 minutes long, I believe, so you don't want to be giving them a floppy old jump at the end. You want to hold them together so they can get up in the air, because as you can see, pretty decent. That's a course walk, and there's warm-up fences just behind me, so I always take a good look at those as well to just check what we've got to warm up with when I know what I've got in mind for the course. Fairly good course, beefy, but I expected that. Last time I came here it was a bit of a shock to the system, but now I know it's a proper step-up course. I'm sorry if the wind's bad, but because 100 is the lowest level here and they run all the way up to advanced, you feel like you're here in the big boys league and you're jumping proper cross-country fences across the countryside and the parkland, and a lot of galloping. I think the time was nearly 6 minutes long to jump the course, so there's plenty to be riding at. But now I'm going to head back and start getting ready for dressage. I've bought my show jumping as well. It's a lovely big field event.
I lose track of time and space. Behind these clouds, I know the sun will be, but today's raining, so be patient with me. I'll be right. Somehow I must be somewhere the sky is blue. I'm too tired to sleep.
Donut has got his studs in now. He's just stood with his hay in it. I am going to get changed because I never turn up in competition gear. I get changed after into my new breeches. And it's blooming chilly, so I'm going to go in my tweed today, which I've not worn for ages. So yeah, got a little tingle of nerves in my belly as usual. This is usually the stage where I stand there and think, why don't I just convert to dressage? But that's good, it means that there's a proper course to ride out there. Right, I'll get ready. Ready to go. Let's go dressage time. So I was really pleased with how Donut warmed up. He felt really good in the warm-up. I didn't have the prep for the event that I was wanting, but we cracked on anyway. And look at this centre line, isn't it beautiful? Slight move off the centre line just before we turned. I actually think I asked him for that to give him a little bit of space. And it's interesting because we've had a bit of a debate about this on my Instagram, because my mark was a 6.5 and my comment was drifted slightly towards C. Now all has become clear, because it was as we got towards C we slightly drifted, although I do personally think that's harsh, because we were so bang on straight that if we hadn't drifted, I assume we'd have only got a 7, and I would have personally given it a much higher score. But that's the whole thing with dressage, it's very subjective. Anyway, we had to do a turn left, turn right in trot, which we got a 7 for, then 2 half 20-metre circles, which we also got a 7 for, with could be a little more active. And then at X we no, between C and H we cantered, and then we did a circle left. We got 6.5s for our canters, with could have been crisper and could be more supple in bend and body, which is still something that we're working on with Donut. I have already set myself winter homework of what to do, and I've started doing a lot of lunging and work from the ground with him to start teaching him to hold himself together. Obviously, we've come up through the grades pretty quick, and I've done a lot of the work holding him together, and now I would like him to hold himself together. So then we did change of the rein and do a trot after X, which we got a 6.5, needs more balance. And then our trot work, again, we were getting 7s, which is good. Maybe could be slightly more active, in my opinion. It's very hard with Donut because you can easily hurry too, and it's just finding that balance. And again, once we get him in a bit more self-carriage, I can probably add a little bit more power, because it will come from stepping from behind more rather than running on his front end. I was pleased with these canter transitions. They're definitely still a lot better than he's previously done during tests, and at Shelford he switched off quite a lot when I asked him for the canter, whereas at Allerton he was listening to me, and you're just seeing moments where his work is really quite super. So we got a 6 for that right canter transition with head up, and then the judge wanted him to be more supple and more balanced for these transitions. I thought that canter across the diagonal and trot was pretty good, but it is what it is. Then we are on to the walk, and we've got a free walk on a long rein on the diagonal. I was so pleased with how obedient Donut was being. He's not been out and about, particularly with the amount that I've had on at home, so he's just been schooling at home, and he was a really good boy. And as you can see for this free walk, he's got really forward active steps, and his head is lovely and low and stretched, and he only got a 6.5 for it with could work more over back, which I personally don't quite understand, but hey ho, I was very proud of it. And then his walk to trot transition was a 7 with obedient, and then we did a good centre line and halt, which we got a 6.5 for. But I thought the Donut, that's verging towards a personal best regardless of whether the scores reflected it. Okay, on to the show jumping. Look how busy this arena is. So I'll let you watch the jumping for yourself and let you come to your own conclusion. But the going was quite soft, surprisingly, and I don't think Donut's ever got in that sort of going, and also he's never jumped in such a busy arena, so we did have some green moments, but take a look. I was actually very proud of his round. Good boy.
Shitty car, but we hit the road. Doesn't matter where we go and destination unknown. I don't care where the motor stops, cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. Look around, where's the people at? I want a taste of the good life. Hit me with it right now, in it. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here.
So 3 down, but a great learning experience for Donut to work in such a busy, big atmosphere arena and go in the slightly deeper going, which he's not really experienced much of. And when he got up in the air and was able to concentrate rather than being a bit sort of babyish, didn't he spring well and didn't he jump great? Bless him. Okay, on to cross country, and all I'm going to say is I could not stop grinning for the whole course. He felt and went incredible.
And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here.
53.5 best on 12 in the jump. 53.5 best on 12 in the jump then.
Addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out.
The height is going to go from second behind them.
Cincinnati, baby. Cincinnati, baby.
7 for Eva Johnson is the height. Third. The Arsenal Waste Recovery Park, Zero West. Some of their well. now gone to the Grace Listen. Whiskey Bells at 5. Eva Johnson hits the heights. Carl Benton, North Divide up.
Now we're all done, and donut was incredible cross country. I honestly think that the score doesn't reflect it in dressage, but personally for how he's been going and how he went today, I think he was a personal best dressage and personal best cross country. The way he went, he felt so confident, so on it, and really tackled the course really well, which is fabulous. I think we ended up 11th in the end, which is I'm really chuffed with. And we did have the 3 down show jumping, but by the same token I've just been sat watching show jumping and you can see it's causing carnage. The ground is a bit deeper despite them trying to do a lot of work for it, and he just went a bit green, so that's fine. We know what we're working on this winter. And we've just had really lovely lunch. The trade stands here are fantastic, so we've just had pizza for lunch, and I've just come back with the doggies. And also there's this really cool trade stand that had jumps and stuff, but it also had a snazzy saddle rack, so I've just carried it back. So I was having a well-deserved sit down because it's not heavy, but it's not the lightest in the world. But doesn't that look beautiful? I'm really chuffed with that purchase. And doggies are just waiting for Mum and Amy to arrive back now. They're picking up, I think they're having a spiced pumpkin latte each, and I don't drink coffee, I don't like coffee, so I'm having hot chocolate, which is a child's option, I know, but forever young. Right, Donnie's having a snooze in the lorry, and yeah, I might as well round it up here, didn't I? We're gonna head home, turn him out in the field, sort the lorry out, and we will get ready for the next event. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed this, please make sure you press that subscribe button. See you later.